Welcome back to Simrite Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this backless bustier gown with strap. So you can see how it looks right here. This is just a casual wear or a summer wear, as you can see right here. You can also wear something inside if you actually want to wear it as a proper dress. Let's dive into this tutorial right there. I'll be drafting my bodice pattern from the shoulder to chest line, bust points, under bust, waist. Then you count 5 inches to mark your hip line. I'll mark it again, chest line, bust point, under bust, waistline, then count 5 inches for the full length of this top. I'm going to rule the lines across. After ruling the line, this is the center front. I'm going to place my shoulder divide by 2. Then place it on the chest line. I will mark 3 inches for the neck width, although it does not have a neck, but we'll use it as a guide. Then come down by 1 inch. Connect. You mark a straight line all the way to the chest line. Get the midpoint. Go in by 0.75 for 3/4 and connect your armhole. On the chest line, I'll mark my bust circumference divide by 4. Then complete my armhole. Next, you are going to come over to the bust point. You are going to mark your nipple to nipple measurement. But meanwhile, this is my chest line, bust point, under bust, waistline, and the full length line. I just decided to label them. So on that bust point, mark your nipple to nipple measurement, mark it on the waistline, and mark it on the full length. That will serve as our dart leg. Then on the waist, you share 0.75, 0.75. That is 1.5 inch of a dart. And then connect your dart accordingly. Next, you are going to take your waist measurement. Your waist circumference divide by 4. You will mark it and then take the 1 inch, replace it on the side. I'll connect from the chest line to the waistline. Then on the full length, you will use your hip circumference divide by 4 and then connect, as you can see. Alright, next you will come over for your bust dart. My bust dart difference is 2 inches, so I'll just mark 2 inches there. Then get the midpoint and connect my bust dart. I'll take it all the way to the chest line. Next, you come over to the shoulder seam line, divide it by 2 and connect to the bust point. Then we are going to take the height of this neckline. I'll place my tape on the shoulder and I'm going to mark my neckline. So your neckline can be 6, it can be 7. If you don't want it to be too exposed, you can use 6 inches, but I use 7 inches anyway. So I'm going to share my dart 0.75, 0.75, and I'm going to connect my over bust dart. You connect your over bust dart. Then we are going to blend in the over bust dart by the side into the armhole. So you can see how I'm blending it right here. So you blend it into the armhole. The next we are going to do is to take the under bust measurement, divide by 4. So whatever your under bust is, just take divide by 4. Wherever it is on that under bust line, mark it. And whatever you have remaining, mark 0.25 in the front and the rest by the side. So this is the method I use for my under bust contour line, and it comes out perfectly. So you can use any method of your choice. So from the under bust, we are connecting this dart to the waistline all the way to the full length line. So this is the dart I'm going to cut off for this dress. Now we are going to come over to the side of this dress. You come up by 1 inch. Then we are going to blend it into the line like that. So the front is ready and this is F1, F2. We'll go over to the back piece. The back piece, I'll just extend the shoulder line, extend my chest line. Then my waistline, I'll come up by 2 inches because of the bust dart technique. I'll mark 2 inches above for the back waistline. Then for the back full length, I'll also mark 2 inches because of my 2 inches back length. This is my center back. I'm going to impute my shoulder divide by 2. I'll mark it again on the chest line. Then we'll come back and mark the neck width 3 inches and mark 1 inch for the shoulder drop. Connect the armhole. So we are not using this part, but it's just a guide. On the waistline, you mark your waist circumference divide by 4. Add 1 inch. There will be a dart at the back, 1 inch. Then you get the midpoint of it. Mark it on the chest line, then share your dart, okay, and mark it on the full length line. So this is the dart leg. I'm going to share my dart by 0.5, 0.5. Then we'll connect it all the way down like this. That is it for the dart. Now on the chest line, you are going to impute bust divide by 4. Then on the waistline, we are going to contour because it has a zipper by 1 inch. Then we are going to connect from that 1 inch to the neckline and connect it to the hip line. Then replace that 1 inch on the side. So I'll add it up, and I'll also replace the chest line. So I'm going to connect like this. Then on the full length line, you use your hip divide by 4. So that is my hip divide by 4, and I'm going to connect. That is all for the back, and I'll come up by 1 inch like I did on the side of this pattern. Next, we are going to come down by 1 inch on the center front. So come down by 1 inch so you have that U kind of shape, okay? So I'll just blend it into the line I have. Then for the back, I'll also do the same. I will also come down by 3/4 of an inch and blend it back. So I'll just align my rule wherever it matches. I'll just mark it there, so it's not even up to the 3/4. Then extend your contour line. This is B1, B2, and we are going to cut. Here is my zipper line. Before we cut, I want to mark out the strap line. So from that line, you come in by 2 inches. That is where I'm going to make arrow for the strap, okay? So we'll use this to fix our strap. Now we are going to cut out this pattern. Here you can see me cutting the pattern. We are cutting the back piece. So I'll cut through the zip contour line. The back piece is actually very easy. I'll separate the dart, and that is that for the back. After that, I'll go over to the front piece. I'm going to cut just to extend the dart line. Now you cut through the side, through the bust dart, then take it from that point. That is how you are going to cut it. Next is to separate the darts. So remember the dart part you are taking, and I'll just go ahead and cut out into the darts. We are going to close the bust dart right now. I'll just apply my adhesive right there, or you can use your seal tape for that. I close up my bust dart. The patterns are ready, and these are the patterns. We'll cut them on fabric right now. My patterns, I'll just make my notch at the under bust. So you can see I added 1/2 inch and I cut out the wadding. On the side seam, I added 1 inch. On the zipper point, I added 1.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is to pad this. I'm going to use my wadding, which I cut right now. The sticky part, I'll place it on top of it, then use my hairstay on top of it, then stitch my bustier. Of course, you know how to go about this part. So I'm done with that. I'll bring in the lining. I'll also stitch the lining the same way. So after that, I'll join the back piece. I'll take off my pattern. I'm going to pick the back piece one after the other, right side to right side. We are going to stitch at 1/2 inch for each of them. Joined the back piece. This is it with the lining, and I've joined the bustier. Here I am going to sew my belt first. So my belt width is 5 inches and the belt length is 30 inches. So I am going to put it together because I want to sew like a belt at 1/2 inch right now, leaving that part open for turning. The belts are ready. I made 2 belts, so I'll just use my screwdriver and turn it right side. I also gave it a good press after I'm done turning for the both belts. What you do is to bring back that pattern. So I'm going to place the pattern the way I marked it, so I'll be able to place my belt. I'll secure that part with my pin. The other side of the strap, I'll just take the measurement of what I have from that dart. Taking the measurement right there, I just have 1 inch. I'll place it the other way, then bring in my belt. Secure with my pin, and then I'll place right side to right side of lining and fabric. I'm going to stitch 1/2 inch. We are going to place notches on that neckline, and then I'm going to flip all my seams to the part of the lining and top stitch accordingly. This is what I got after I'm done, and you can see how neat and clean it's looking both on the inside. The front piece is ready. We are going to stitch the back piece. So I'll bring back the back piece. We are going to stitch the neckline. I'll place the lining right side to the fabric, and I will stitch 1/2 inch and top stitch. So after stitching, this is what I got. It's time for us to sew the sides. So I bring back the front dress right now, and we are going to place it like this, right side to right side for lining and for fabric. Make sure you secure with your pins very well, then mark out your sides and shape. So I'll just secure with my pins as you see me do right here. Then I'm going to shape in with my measurements. This is what it looks like after I'm done shaping. So we are going to flip the whole lining and the fabric right side to right side, but meanwhile you are going to tuck in the strap on the inside, so we'll be able to stitch the down parts. I'll take my time on this part so you understand how this is being stitched. I'm going to secure with my pins on all the side seams, the center seams. Make sure the seams aligns with each other for lining and for fabric. After securing with my pins, I'll go over to stitch right now. I'm stitching with 1/2 inch the whole of the down part. Here you can see me, I'm done. So I'll flip all my seams to the lining and top stitch the down piece. After top stitching, this is what I got. So I'm going to put the zipper part together. That is where we are going to turn the whole of this. So I will stitch some inches, and then I'll leave like 5 inches and stitch again. Okay, so that's where we are going to turn this dress from. While the other end, I'll close it up completely. After that, I'll turn the dress from the opening. So I'll just take my time and turn it all the way to the other end. So here I've gradually turned the dress. The next thing I'm going to do is to give it a good press. I will take it to the ironing table, give it a good press, tuck in this side, either use my hemming gum or just stitch on it, but I'll just stitch on it. The bustier is ready right now, and this is what we got. So I'm going to mark 1 inch on the side. That is for my zip. The 1 inch I'm marking will serve as a guide when fixing my zip. After marking the 1 inch, I'll go ahead and stitch my zip. So this zip can be detachable. So I'll start from the down to fix. If I have excess, I'm going to cut it out. You can see the dress, and this is the zip. So you can go ahead and open it up completely and wear the dress. So this is the excess zip which I'm going to cut out. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.